Hey, welcome back. It's me, Rod J, here with another look at another beer. So today we're going to take a look at Southern Tier 422. This is actually their pale wheat ale offering. Not much really on the bottle about the beer. It comes in at an ABV of 5.8%. IBU is 22. Beer Advocate actually ranked it as a 78 in their rating, so didn't fare as well in that regard. That actually gives them an okay rating on this beer. Rate Beer overall gave it a 40, so it even dropped off a little bit more. However, in the style category, they did get a 62. So always willing to try a new beer. This actually came in the Southern Tier Pale Variety Pack they have out right now. So they have 3 different pale ales that are in it. This is the one for their wheat offering. So let's pop the top and take a look here. I'm just going to use a pint glass. Almost got away from me a little bit there. Well, it definitely does pour out with a nice head. Looking at kind of a 2-finger head. It's got a haze to it there. Now this one was actually sitting in the fridge for a little bit, so it could be the haze coming off of that. I am getting a little bit of carbonation. Hold it up to the light. It actually showed the bubbles. You can see the bubbles rising up through the beer. The light is getting through, but it's not an easy penetration. So it is nice golden color. The head, a little bit rocky there. As I turn it, not as much lacing to the glass that you would like to see on some of the beers, but with this one being a wheat ale and even at 5.8, not sure how much lacing you're supposed to expect. I am getting some citrus aroma off the beer, getting a little bit of orange, a little bit of grapefruit. Probably more dominant on the grapefruit aspect. Actually, it's pretty pleasurable smell. Not getting too much off the malts, but more kind of a little bit off the hop action. Taste-wise, it's not too heavy of a body, probably a light to medium body, I would say. Really kind of a watery type beer, so not really holding body at all. I guess you can knock the body down to a light because of that. The finish, it isn't a long-lasting finish on the end of it. It does end pretty quickly, but it doesn't linger, so it's kind of crisp in that regard. Get a little bit of tingling on the tongue there from some of the hop bitterness, but not too overpowering. Seems to be tempered down nicely. You do see the head starting to dissipate a little bit quicker now. After 4 sips, so the head is not one that's going to hang in there for a long period of time. Looking at this beer, I mean, overall, you know, you put on a scale 1 to 5, you're probably looking at it probably being around 2.5 or so, maybe a 2, depending. I'm not usually a big wheat person, but this one isn't as bad as some of the other ones I've had previously. It's just it is a pale ale. It's just a little weaker than the ones I usually like in that regard. Not as hoppy as I usually would like it, but you do get some of that hop flair with it. Not really too, you don't taste alcohol, so it's not really the alcohol flavor coming through too much on it. It's not a bad beer. I mean, if you were out sitting on a deck or sitting on a boat, fishing, doing something, kicking back, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad beer to have. They kind of base it after an Earth Day type offering, so I think it's supposed to be more of the earthy tone type thing. So any type of outdoor activity, you probably could sit and enjoy a few of these. I would definitely enjoy something like this more than, say, one of the macro Budweisers or something like that, or a Coors Light type light beer situation. So, at 5.8, not really too bad. As I mentioned, the body, you do get some of that haziness in there. As far as the conditioning inside, not seeing any particles floating around, so it does look to be like a filtered type beer. Inside the bottle, take that back. Inside the bottle, there is some sediment, so, well, maybe it was slightly bottle conditioned in that regard, but overall, I'm going to give it a 2.5. Not the strongest offering I've had from Southern Tier, but if it's a beer, I'm going to finish it. So with that, thanks for checking out the review. If you like what you see and want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'd love any feedback, any comments you'd like to have to place on the board. Thanks again. Party. People.